This is the Royals POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in to the Royals POSTCAST here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Appreciate you guys for joining us here, spending your Sunday afternoon with us here on the Locked On Royals channel. I'm Chance Liebau. Good to be back. Sorry that we were unable to do these shows the last couple of days. Had some work stuff get in the way. If you guys have been here long enough, you know that I have a full-time job that requires me to work Friday nights and work weekends. So not always able to do these shows, but grateful for the opportunity to do it. And unfortunately, the Royals won 2 of 3 over the weekend, and the one that they lost today was the one that they lost in the series was today. The game that we come to today, that was a really fun series. I went back and watched some of the highlights from the last 2 games. I obviously watched all of today's game. It was a really fun series of baseball, and I think that's what you kind of hoped for in the final series of the season at home at the K. If you were out there, you probably enjoyed yourself, had some beverages, had some hot dogs. It's as much as it sucks that we have to, the Royals are not going to the postseason. The season will come to an end here in a week. We're disappointed with the way things have ended. At the end of the day, it's still an experience to get to go out to the K and get to go do those things. So it was a tough loss today for the Royals, similar to what we've seen from them in the past. Just not being able to get enough offensively. Michael Wacha gets tagged once again. Just a very frustrating outing from Michael Wacha. But I thought that there was a lot of good things to come, good things to take from it. I thought that the bullpen pitched well for the most part. You see another bad outing from Serpa and Schreiber. But other than that, I thought there were a lot of positives to bring away from not only this game, but this series as a whole. I mean, I think that there are a lot of opportunities to talk about what has gone wrong with this team, but let's have a little bit of positivity here. Why don't we? It's the season's coming to a close. Why don't we try and turn a new leaf and talk in a positive manner about this team? So we'll start out with the offense and what we saw today from some of the young guys.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I thought that this was a pretty good day for the offense. I mean, I know they weren't able to win the baseball game. I mean, they lose 8-5, but there were some positive signs. Carter Jensen goes 1 for 4 today. He had a heck of a weekend this entire weekend. He goes 1 for 4 today, puts together some really good ABs, continuing to do just that. I mean, Carter Jensen is going to be a guy that puts together one heck of an AB every time he comes up to the plate. I hope that I know that somebody talked about it on Jack's mailbag episode, talking about, well, hey, I don't ask Jack if, Alex Zumwalt was going to tank Carter Jensen's stock or tank his, approach. It's like he's not going to actively try to hurt the team, but, I get where you're coming from there. But I think that with Carter Jensen, you just had a really good outing. It's very similar to, I don't know if I would say it's very similar to what we saw from MJ Melendez when he came up, because it's not. It's similar, but not parallel. Where MJ was having some good ABs. Vinny was the exact same way. Vinny came up and crushed the baseball. But the thing is that, Carter Jensen has had a really small sample size, but man, the peripherals are looking really good. You had a triple today from Jack Caglione. He goes 1 for 3, draws a walk, first career triple for Cags. I was really happy with how the young guys played today. The offense had some really good showings. Vinny Pasquantino scores twice. Michael with a couple of hits. Michael's really struggled here recently. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Michael has not been very good here recently, but he was able to get 2 big hits today. Was able to keep the line moving. I thought Frazier has had a much better week after a couple of cold weeks. But the offense as a whole, I think that, like we said, this is kind of an open tryout for next season. We saw Randall Grichuk get a big hit in a big spot late. I know we saw John Raven center field tonight, but with the injury to Kyle Isbell, you're obviously going to have to see somebody in center field. I don't think that Mike Yastrzemski can play center field at a decent level. So you're going to have to see some John Raven, kind of grit your teeth through that. But I thought that this was one of the better offensive performances because they go 5 of 11 with runners in scoring position. I know they left 7 on base, but I thought that the length of the lineup. I mean, the guys that didn't perform today, John Rave goes over. He's not going to be here next season. Jonathan India misses in a pinch hit opportunity. He's not going to be here next year, I don't think. Vinny, I know he went 0 but I mean, he was able to be productive at the very least. So I thought the offense was definitely something to take away as a positive today, and obviously in the entire series. I know they won 2-1 yesterday. I did not get an opportunity to watch yesterday's game. I was swamped. But I saw they won 2-1 yesterday, and it fits once again my narrative of, I know they scored 20 runs on Friday. So we obviously want to see, some positive direction. I've said it time and time again, after they get 8 runs or more, they just fail to score anything offensively. And so they get 2 runs yesterday after putting up 20 on Friday. Now we're talking about a team that is a little bit shell-shocked coming into today against a guy in Trey Yesavage, who is very interesting repertoire as a pitcher. And I thought the Royals handled him pretty well. And then the Blue Jays bullpen game came in, and things did not go very well. Sir Anthony Dominguez, a guy they hit well when they played in Toronto, just didn't see him that well. And that's just going to happen. A young team with some inexperienced bats. I come away today pleased with how the bats performed. But then again, the pitching staff, Michael Wacha, I've been so frustrated all season with Michael Wacha, and it's come out here in these last couple of postcasts that we've done after Michael Wacha's pitched. And man, he just wasn't that good today. And he'll be the subject of what we talk about when we come back, because I have some thoughts on Michael Wacha. I just don't know what is the next step for him, because obviously it's really hard for a pitcher at his age, at his time frame, to take that next step. So I'm going to break down Michael Wacha and kind of the next week or so of games for the Royals. That'll be coming up next when we come back on the Royals Postcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Whether you're looking for the nicotine satisfaction or an energy boost, Zippix has you covered with their nicotine and caffeine-infused toothpicks. For nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy cravings and the hand-to-mouth habit without vaping or smoking. Zippix can be a helpful tool as you work to reduce your dependence on vaping. Available in 6 great flavors with the 2 milligram and 3 milligram nicotine options. And if you need energy without the crash, their caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. I've used them heading on the road. I actually took a road trip yesterday. I was using the toothpicks on the way there, the caffeine ones, not the nicotine ones. They were fantastic. They were great. I was awake the entire time, especially late at night. It was fantastic using them yesterday. So you can do the exact same thing going to zippixtoothpicks.com using code LOCKEDON for 10% off your first order. Must be 21 or older to order. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's Zippix Toothpicks, promo code LOCKED ON. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix Toothpicks. Today's episode is also brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. Caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5-Hour Energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee, plus B vitamins and nutrients with zero sugar and zero sugar and zero crashes. What I love most is how portable they are. Big taste, tiny shot. You can take it anywhere and get that boost when you need it. I always reach for my favorite flavor. Yesterday, I was at the gas station. I picked up my favorite flavor on the way home. Took a shot, was on the way home, and did not have a single, drowsy state for any period of time. So very happy with 5-Hour Energy. And you can say the exact same thing. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-Hour Energy shots. Get the favorites you love or be bold and try something new in-store and online with 5-Hour Energy at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. Today's episode is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch helps you notice an inefficient investment allocation and discover forgotten 401ks from past jobs. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com. All right, let's talk about Michael Wacha because I thought he was pretty uninspiring, and he's really fallen off here recently. Has not had a good second half of the season. I will say he's had some good He's had multiple outings this season in this second half where he's been good, but today was a lot more of the same. And I've had the same criticism of Michael Wacha pretty much all season long, and it's the fact that when it gets bad, when he loses his stuff, it isn't just one run and you're getting out of it. Michael Wacha gives up 3 to 4 runs in an inning. And that is what really hurts this team is, he gives up 3 in the second inning, couldn't get out of a jam, 3 in the fifth inning, and barely got out of the fifth inning. To say it like Luke Combs, when it rains, it pours with Michael Wacha. It just has not been good enough in the long run for me to be confident in him. Like, I know people want to say, okay, go out and trade Kris Bubic. Yeah, you can say that. I think that it'd be a great opportunity to sell high. It's what a great organization like the Rays would do, what the Guardians would do, what a lot of teams would do. It's what the Royals did literally last season with Brady Singer, and they got Jonathan India in return. With Michael Wacha, I feel more comfortable trading Wacha than trading a guy like Bubic who has that high ceiling. We know that Michael Wacha's ceiling has already been met. He's already hit his ceiling. I think we can say that with pretty good certainty. And this season, it's just not been good after the All-Star break. He's got a 4.45 ERA after the break, 62 hits in 60 and 2/3 innings. He's actually been better at leaving guys, keeping guys off the base paths. His walk numbers are down, but he's not striking anybody out. He's not getting guys out at the plate. And that's the most frustrating part about Michael Wacha. I just think that I would feel much more comfortable trading him. And what is he making next year? $17 million. I just know that he needs to be better if he's going to make that kind of money when you have guys in the wings like a Steven Kolek who might have to start the year in AAA, or a Kris Bubic who might be relegated to a bullpen role. I feel much better if they traded Michael Wacha and went with some of those guys and relied on the organizational depth that they have on the pitching mound. I'm not saying that you have to openly trade him, but I don't think that you should just write him in pen into next year's rotation and say, reject every single trade offer. I think he brings a lot of reliability to the rotation, but from what we've seen in this later half of the season with Michael Wacha, what reliability are you getting? Like, you're getting 5 innings of 6-run ball today. You're getting 4 innings of 5-run ball another day. Like, his best outing, and we've talked about this multiple times in this second half of the season, like, they're playing so scared with him on the pitching mound. Like, if he goes 5 innings, 5 2/3 with 80 pitches, they're pulling him. I just don't think that they are very confident in him going into next season. I think the writing is on the wall with Michael Wacha that they are not writing him in pen into next season's rotation. So I would keep an eye on that. He's got one more start to kind of redeem himself, but I have to say I've not been overly impressed with what we've seen from Michael Wacha. It's been very, very frustrating watching him continue to have the same mistakes happen over and over and over again, because he just needs to be better. He needs to be better if he wants to make the money that he's making, if he wants to take rotation spots away from guys that have probably lower floors and higher ceilings, which is that high variance that has screwed the Royals this season in the batting lineup, because you've got guys like Jack Caglione, who's got a super high ceiling but a super low floor, that has pulled this lineup down, has weighted this lineup down. Other guys that have really low floors and pretty mediocre ceilings, similar to MJ Melendez and John Rave, who have just been at their floor all season. Hunter Renfroe, I know that that's like a curse word to say on this channel, but like, Michael Wacha is not any different from those guys. If you're going into next season and expecting Michael Wacha to be the pitcher that he was in the first half or in last season's run, like, that's just being, in my opinion, that's being naive. That's not being a good organization. That's not being smart as an organization. But I just think that in this situation with Wacha, Royals teams in the past have relied on guys like Ian Kennedy to come back and have a bounce back season past his prime. They've relied on guys like Edinson Volquez to come back after a season and have a bounce back season, a bad season, come back and bounce back. I don't think that you can do that with Michael Wacha, because 2026 is too important for this team. It's too important because they've invested so much in terms of trade acquisitions with the pitching staff that you can't just say Michael Wacha is a guy going into next season. He's your 3 or 4 starter going into next season. he's probably more valuable to another team than he is to the Royals. Would the Royals have to eat some money to get like a decent return? More than likely. But I just think that he needs to be better. I'm very frustrated with how he's pitched in this second half of the season. I would say that he's probably, this second half of the season, my least favorite pitcher to watch. Maybe Seth Lugo's up there, but watching Michael Wacha just have no stuff whatsoever. He doesn't have any stuff. I'm curious. I'm going to look and see how many swing and miss he got tonight. Michael Wacha got 7 swings and misses. That's not bad, but I mean, just not good enough. Not enough chases. 34% chase rate. That's not good enough. And on those chases, 86% contact rate. That's just not good enough for a guy that's making what Michael Wacha is going to make next season. All right, I just want to address it because I know that there are going to be some people that are upset. This week, I'll be doing regular shows pretty much every day this week. Off day tomorrow, obviously, because the Royals don't play. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday should be fairly normal. It'll just be late. It'll be really late because they're playing on the West Coast. First pitch on Tuesday is at 8:40. So you're seeing we're going to have some pretty late nights. But Friday, I will more than likely be able to give you a game. The game starts at 9 o'clock on Friday night. I should be able to get you a postcast. Will I have watched the entire game? That's probably a no. So I'm going to give you a postcast. I'll probably have missed the first 4 or so innings, but we'll be able to work around that. And then Saturday, I will not be able to give you a show. I know it's frustrating, but I'm going to be at Jack's wedding. So if you're upset with me going to Jack's wedding and not being able to give you a show, that's your own problem. I appreciate you guys being so dedicated and, holding me accountable, but like I have other stuff that I have to do. It's game 161 of a season that is pretty much already eliminated. And then we will have a Sunday show. And I know a lot of people have asked for a longer show on that Sunday. I'll give you guys a longer show on that Sunday, and we'll kind of open it up as kind of a pseudo mailbag from the postcast. If you guys want my opinions on anything, we'll open it up on that Sunday show. It should be in the later afternoon, so it should be fairly easy. We'll open it up. I'll have a little bit longer show, and we'll get to some of the postseasons or the postseason stuff, off-season stuff, because after Sunday, I probably will not be talking to you by myself. At least I might hop on with Jack every once in a while this offseason, but I probably will not be able to talk to you until April, until the Royals start their season up again. We won't do any postcasts for spring training games, but just giving you guys an update on what the schedule looks like this week. A lot of late nights, a lot of coffee late at night. So be sure to set your alarms. And if you want to watch after the fact, that is always encouraged. But appreciate you guys for being so dedicated and wanting these shows. I really appreciate that. But 162 games is a lot of games. So if I miss a couple here and there, I appreciate those of you who are understanding that. So appreciate you guys for that. We will see you on Tuesday night for another edition of the Royals Postcast.